Haleluya, haleluya, haleluya. Nachukua nafasi hii tena kuwakaribisha. Nachukua nafasi hii tena kusema ni asante na kumshukuru Mungu hata kwa sababu ya siku hii njema ambayo ameifanya. Biblia inasema ya kwamba this is the day that the Lord has made, that we may be glad in it and rejoice in it, because it is the will of God for us to see this day. It is in his purpose that indeed we may come together this beautiful evening, that even to share this word amongst us, ya kwamba tukapate kuinuana, ya kwamba tukapate kuhimizana, na ya kwamba tukapate kupata nafasi ya kuliabudu jina lake. Ningependa tu kuchukua nafasi hii muda mchache tu, ambao sitachukua muda wako mwingi, ni muda mchache tu, tukapate kuhimizana na tukapate kujengana katika jina la Yesu Kristo. Ningependa kukuambia wapendwa ya kwamba we all have a lot of things that we dream about. We have dreams that we see in our dreams. Tuko na ndoto ambazo tunaziona, tuko na matamanio ambayo tunayaona, tuko na kila kitu ambacho tunatarajia katika maisha yetu. Tuko na vitu vingi, tuko na prophecies ambazo zinasemwa juu ya maisha yetu. Tuko na vitu vingi ambavyo tunatamania vikapate kutimia. Lakini kumbuka ya kwamba hakuna chochote ambacho kinafanyika katika maisha ya binadamu bila kufikiria, bila kuwaza, ama bila kuona, ama bila kuota ndoto. Vitu vyote hivi mara mingi huwa vinaanza na ndoto. Kumbuka Yusufu alianza tu na ndoto. Kumbuka watu wengi waliziona tu kwa ndoto. Wengine walipata kwa kuambiwa, kwa unabii, na wengine wakapata hata kuviota kwa in their visions. So a lot of things do happen in the spiritual realm before it happens in the physical realm. And how can we deal with these things so they can manifest in the physical realm? There is nothing that can manifest in the physical realm before it manifests in the spiritual realm. Everything starts with the spiritual realm, my brothers and sisters. Be it good or bad, it starts with the spiritual realm. It starts with a vision. It starts with a dream. It starts with a prophecy. It starts somewhere between there in the spiritual realm. The Bible tells us in the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 24, and I will read. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. He sowed a good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, let us hear what happened. His enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed ears, then the weeds also appeared. Then the owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?" "An enemy did this," he replied. The servant asked, "Do you want us to go and pull them?" This is where our base of this evening encouragement comes from. Verse 29. "No," he answered, "because while you are pulling up the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn." Brothers and sisters, you have just heard that this farmer planted a good seed. He planted something that he wished to harvest. The Bible tells us that you will only reap what you harvest. You can never reap what you didn't harvest. And remember that even if ulime shamba leo, ufanye kila kitu leo, na uache hiyo shamba leo ikae hivyo, something will still grow in that land. So it will only take you to either plant good or plant bad. But remember, so long as utaacha hiyo shamba hivyo, something else will still grow in that land. Hiyo na tuheshimiane kwa hiyo, na tujuane ya kwamba something must itamea, ikuwe ni nyasi, ikuwe ni magugu, ikuwe ni anything. But for us to plant what we to reap what we wanted, ni lazima tupande the what we wanted, ama chenye tulitaka kuvuna. That is where our dreams comes. We wish them to happen. They do come into our lives through prophecies, through visions, through any other way that it may come. But unless it is in the spiritual, it can never come in the physical. It only starts in the physical, in the spiritual, I mean. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you, it is easier to fight battles in the spirit than to fight them in the physical. Unless there is victory in the spirit, there can never be victory in the physical. Unless you fight your words for your battles in the spiritual, you can never fight your battles or win your battles in the physical. Victory starts in the spiritual. Victory starts when we deal with things in the spirit. And that is the reason why I want to tell you this, my brother and my sister, that deal with things when they are still in the spiritual. Hiyo ndo tuko nayo. Hiyo mafikira yenye unafikiria saa hizi ya kwamba unaweza taka come to appear in the physical. Deal with it in the spirit before it manifests. Because it will either manifest positively or negatively. The enemy is watching. Already God has planted that seed. Already God has planted that thing in the spiritual. So it only takes you who has dreamt it, so that you hakikisha kwamba hakuna magugu ingine itamea in that dream. The enemy is never happy. The enemy has never wished us anything good. So it only takes us who has dreamt. It only takes us who has received the prophecy. It only takes us who has seen the vision of what is coming to happen to deal with it in the spiritual realm, so that it can manifest in the physical realm. That is the reason why a lot of prophecies are being given. That is the reason why a lot of people have seen visions. Wameona ndoto, wameona everything. But a lot of people do ask themselves, why up to now this has not appeared? Why up to now the prophecies have not manifested? Why up to now a lot of things that I thought would have happened by this time of my age hazija happen, and I knew very well these things were to happen at this moment? You ask yourself a lot of questions. Let me tell you that unless you deal with your issues in